Kinsler, who is back in the lineup today. He was not scheduled to come back until Friday against the O's. He'll be followed by Maben and Cabrera. V-Mart is the DH. J.D. Martinez in right, Justin Upton in left. Your bottom three is McCann, McGee, and Iglesias. And here's what the Tigers are looking at in terms of the standings. The Tigers still trail Cleveland by 4.5 games. Meanwhile, the Tigers also trailing Baltimore. The Orioles in action today in Tampa. They trail them by 1 for the final wild card spot. So things are getting very interesting now in terms of the wild card and the race in the American League Central Division.
Let's take a look at the White Sox starting defense, brought to you by Tim Hortons. White Sox are throwing Melky Cabrera again in left field, Adam Eaton in center, and Avisail Garcia in right. Frazier and Abreu on the corners again. Tim Anderson and Tyler Saladino up the middle. Omar Narvaez is catching Jose Quintana.
And let's check out the numbers now in the left-handed offerings of Mr. Jose Quintana.
Well, this is his 28th start of the season, 4th versus the Tigers. His last 11 starts, 9 of them have been quality starts. Suffered his 10th loss, allowing season-high 7 runs on 7 hits with narrow walks in the last start of his. However, he owns a 1-1 record versus the Tigers. So he's a formidable pitcher. He's going to throw the high fastball, try and get people to offer at that. We see that a lot lately. He's got a good breaking ball, changeup, and he'll throw a cutter as well.
Typically in his career, he has not gotten a lot of run support. We'll see if that's the case here today as we check out some of the splits on Jose Quintana. And we know that when Quintana pitches here at home, the numbers seem to be a lot better.
Well, you can see it right there. The record 2-1 versus 3-3. The ERA reflects the same, and the batting average much lower. And you know, sometimes guys are better on the road, sometimes they're better at home, and sometimes there's really no reason for it. But it would make sense that you are more comfortable at your home ballpark, your home mound. Your depth perception is different. You're in your home locker room, so it usually plays better while you're at home.
Tigers coming into play today 75-63 as they take on the White Sox in the final game of the series. And here are the field conditions today. Presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. It says 81 degrees. It feels like 1,001 because of the humidity here this afternoon. But we'll get through it, and the Tigers hoping to finish up this road trip on a high note.
Yeah, it's so hot. My telly's out again, but it is muggy. That's what I see the conditions as being. But players will get through that. You get a good lather. You sit in the locker room a little bit. You want to come out and make sure you're loose. But once you walk out the door today, you are loose.
Well, here is Kinsler, who is back in the lineup. He, of course, took that ground ball off his finger, and he missed a couple of games. Originally, he was scheduled to come back on Friday against the Orioles, but he's back in there here in the finale today. Quintana goes to work, and the first pitch is hammered in the air towards center field, shallow. And that'll be caught there by Adam Eaton. 1 pitch and 1 out. And now Cameron Maben will step in.
Well, Ian Kinsler, I believe, when I walked into the clubhouse today, he was walking out of Brad Oswald's office. So I'm thinking he begged in today. The plan was to go Friday, but he's in the game today and has made the first out so far. We'll see what happens, how that finger reacts as the game goes on.
Here's Cameron Maben. We had a 40-minute delay to the start of this one today.
No delay, or there was the delay, but no rain, no tarp on the field. That's kind of a hard situation, but is the better way to go.
One ball in the air to center field as well, but playable as Eaton Cruz is back, and he'll handle the first 2 opportunities of the ball game.
If you see a cell on the radar, which Roger does well, the grounds crew keeper here, you don't want to start a game and then have to interrupt it, especially as it goes to your starting pitching, because if you wait longer than an hour, you got to go to your next pitcher. So that's why they usually do that. They've done it. No rain, but we're underway, just a little behind schedule.
Here's Miguel Cabrera now with 2 outs. Miggy enjoying a 6-game hitting streak. And he'll look at a strike call. Bernstein advantage belongs to Miguel Cabrera against Quintana. He's at a 366 clip.
A couple of home runs.
0-2.
Quintana, see 93 miles an hour. He's sneaky though. Plays up.
Second in the American League in ERA coming into play today.
Kind.
Now the 0-2 is popped up. See if it stays in play. Abreu appears to have room, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. 6-pitch inning for Jose Quintana. First, the White Sox will face the right-handed offerings of Anibal Sanchez, brought to you by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Yes, Sanchez, his 32nd appearance, his 24th start of the day. Struggled against the White Sox in his last endeavor against them. 6 runs, gave up 4 hits with, 10 hits and 4 runs. And he's pitched well in his career, though, here at U.S. Cellular Field. 2-1 record with a 2 ERA. That's good news.
The 32-year-old out of Maracay, Venezuela, on a hot, steamy day here in Chicago. And it'll be Adam Eaton leading it off for the White Sox. Eaton did not play yesterday against lefty Matt Boyd. He's back in there tonight against the righty Sanchez. And Anibal misses low, 1-0. A tough day a couple of days ago for Eaton. He was 0 for 5 with 4 punch-outs.
Boy, 3 punches is one thing, but 4, that golden, that hurts.
And really, he has been awfully good against the Tigers throughout the course of this year. 348 versus Detroit. Last 7, though, he's dipped down. 231.
Plays hard, kind of a max effort guy. You're going to wear down as the season goes on, as do many.
Chop to the second baseman, Kinsler. Eaton has gone 1 away. Here's the rest of the lineup for Chicago, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Eaton is followed by Anderson and then Melky Cabrera. Jose Abreu at first base. Morneau is the DH. Todd Frazier only 131 against the Tigers this year. Garcia, Narvaez, and Saladino the bottom 3 for Chicago.
Just watching that first pitch right there, the first hit. Guess who it goes right to? Ian Kinsler, a guy who you're wondering whether he should play today or not, whether he should take a couple days. And really what happened, that ball that he hit the other night, hit him right in at the end of the middle finger, I believe. See, he's messing with it right now. And it bent the nail back, but he did not lose the nail as far as I could see. And the biggest thing is not the hitting, but the throwing of the baseball now. It throws from so many different angles. And like I said, I saw him in Brad's office. So I know he was begging in, and I rode in with Brad today, and he was not sure that Ian would be ready till Friday, but here he is.
Anderson shoots one to the right side and through. It's a 1-out single.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense now, presented by Beaumont Health. Jay up in left field, Cam Maben in center, Martinez, J.D. Martinez in right field, Casey McGee at third base today, Iglesias and Kinsler back together up the middle. McGee, of course, at first, James McCann He's catching for Mr. Anibal Sanchez.
Well, here is Melky Cabrera. They've done a pretty good job of maintaining him in this series. Just 1 for 8. Outstanding hitter, batting .294 on the year. Anderson can run, so they're keeping a close eye on him. 8 steals this season.
The Tigers have thrown over, I believe, everybody that's got on first base from Chicago this whole series.
And Cabrera looks at a ball outside.
Of course, we've got Mr. McCannon behind the plate. Give him a chance. We've got a good shot of cutting Tim Anderson down.
McCann has been one of the best this year. There's another toss back. McCann has 20 catcher caught stealings this year, and his percentage almost 49%.
What do you think about all the throwovers?
It's fine with me. I think it's sending a message.
Yes, it is, and I know that many fans don't like that, but it is essential.
They'll get down and go to the gap, slice all the way to the wall. Anderson coming around third. They're going to send him home. He will score on a double by Melky Cabrera. And that ball just shot to the wall in left center.
Well, as hot as it is today, all that convective activity we've talked about, we've got a lot of heat coming out of the ground. It's raising, and anything that's hit with any authority to the outfield is going to carry a little farther than normal. Maben gets a good jump on that as well as Jay Up, but it's just right up the gap, and Tim Anderson runs very good, and the White Sox jump out 1-0.
Well, I would prefer that the activity convect more when the Tigers are batting than when the White Sox are batting.
It convects equally.
I don't like it. Here's Abreu. Melky Cabrera, his 66th RBI of the year. There's a strike called on Abreu. 3 for 8 in the series. He homered in last night's ball game. Really a game in which Matt Boyd pitched terrific baseball, gave up just 2 runs. Tigers bats, though, were silent. He was shut out despite many opportunities.
Only 4 strikeouts from the starter Gonzalez last night. It's not like he was striking everybody out, blowing them away, but he was ahead of the count all night. And the Tigers seemed to be just a little off balance. They did a good job of mixing it up. Combination of fastballs and curveballs and off-speed pitches. Couldn't get it done. Couldn't get the big hit. Played pretty much the same game they played for a week, but did not get the big hit. Onward till today.
Filed that under That's Baseball. That one just missed. Sanchez wanted the call there, did not get it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Dan Bellino behind the plate today. Maybe his zone is not quite as big as the previous umpires.
Clearly within the boundaries of Fox tracks. And Abreu, man, you talk about an emergency hack. A very awkward swing.
Full emergency.
Check this out.
It's not pretty, but he gets the job done and he keeps himself alive. Actually took a 1-arm swing right there. They do that in the cage quite a bit, by the way. A lot of 1-arm drills. They'll do the front arm alone, then the back arm alone. One of the thoughts is that you learn how to control each arm independently of another, then you do it together, obviously, when you get into the game.
And again, the 1-2. Slice to the right side, base hit. Cabrera coming to third base. Ball fielded by Martinez. They'll hold the runner at third. And the ball now is going to be thrown to second base, a rundown. And now here comes Cabrera to the plate. The throw there, he's going to be out, standing up. Melky Cabrera broke home from third base, and the Tigers cut him down.
We talked in our open about the Tigers defense making all the routine plays. This is a really good play by Miggy. Watch how he comes in. He's deep enough and he kind of baits the hitter, Abreu, to maybe take a little bigger turn, and Miggy grabs it. He stands there like the ball isn't coming to him, so he dekes him, and then of course they execute the first and third rundown. They cut down the faster runner, Cabrera, at home plate.
So with 2 outs and the runner at second, here is Justin Morneau.
The other element to that play, Joe McEwing, the third base coach, didn't even think about sending him on JD.
Meanwhile, a bounce out the first, 3-1 ends the inning, and the Sox settle for 1. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise our expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. And by Kroger. Hot, steamy afternoon here in Chicago, where the White Sox have taken a 1-0 lead. Jose Quintana goes back to the mound facing Victor Martinez, who will get things started for the Tigers. Vimard looks at ball 1. Upton and then McCann to follow.
Could score some runs today, huh?
Well, Quintana got him 1-2-3 very quickly with 6 pitches in that first inning.
6 pitches, 6 strikes.
That's rolled foul. 1-1 on Victor Martinez.
You know, that last play of the inning there for the Tigers are on the first and third rundown. We're going to come back and look at it somewhere along the telecast. This is going to turn out to be a very important play. Sanchez was throwing okay, but had an opportunity, the White Sox did, to have a big inning, and the Tigers cut it off, got in the dugout, and here they go.
In there, strike called, and Victor didn't like it.
I didn't either. Looks like Victor's drifting a little bit. By that I mean he's kind of moving to the ball. You want to try and be soft and stay back, let the ball come to you.
Pulled fair down the line. We'll go to left field and dug up there by Cabrera, and Victor will pull in with a leadoff single.
What a boy.
First hit of the ball game for the Tigers.
Well, we were talking about staying back. Watch that body. Gets the foot down and holds himself steady, lets the ball come. The ball's on the inside part of the plate, right over the inside of the bag. Cabrera over quickly to hold Vimart to a single.
That'll bring up J.D. Martinez. 319 on the year, 8 for 25 in his career against Quintana.
By the way, I'm picking J.D. right now for my guy.
Okay. Watching homer right here. Fouled off 0-1. You're going with J.D., huh?
We haven't even gotten there yet.
I'll go with McCann today.
McCannon?
McCannon. Ian Kinsler is the selection of the truck. He's back in the lineup today. We'll go with the Tigers' second baseman. 0-1. Quintana is coming off one of his toughest starts of the year. He allowed 7 runs in 5 innings. It was a strange line because he struck out 8 and didn't walk anybody.
Too many strikes.
Yeah, apparently. And they were put in play. Fouled straight back. 1-2 now on JD. For Martinez, 6 hits on this road trip. Hit a ball last night in the 9th inning that was initially called a home run in a 2-0 game. It looked like it would make it 2-1, but they then decided it was a foul ball. It'll bounce in. Victor, a leadoff single here in the second. The Tigers' last 9 hits in this series are singles. Justin Upton waiting on deck. And the 2-2. Soft line drive to right, base hit. That'll send Martinez to second, and JD is aboard, and the Tigers in business. MGM Grand Detroit brings you the scouting report on Jose Quintana, and I want to talk about the contact rate, which is give you this year's at a career high.
Well, people are getting onto him. Maybe he doesn't have the stuff that he had. Career low opponent's whiff rate, so lots of contact, less whiffs does not bode well. However, he's second in the AL with ERA, so you can really filter the statistics any way you want. Overall, he's he's thrown quite a few innings. Still a pretty good pitcher, and was on the trading block. Many clubs wanted him at the trade deadline.
Well, he was an all-star this year. Quintana is one of those guys that, for whatever reason, very rarely gets a lot of run support. That's been something that has followed him throughout his career.
And I would say contact's not that bad of a thing either. Better in walks.
Agreed.
Contact rate, he's throwing strikes, he's in the zone. And again, we talked in our open about the Tigers and how well they make all the routine plays as well as some of the good plays. That is a good thing. You don't want guys out there nibbling. Nibbling.
1 ball and 1 strike on Upton, and that's low as Narvaez goes down to block it. 2-1. Upton has hit safely in his last 3. 6 hits on the trip and a boatload of dramatic home runs here in the second half.
Really slow, taking his time.
Drill to left field down the line. That ball is gone. A home run. Justin Upton, a 3-run shot to left field down the line, and the Tigers have the lead. And Upton has just been in beast mode the last 2 weeks. 22nd of the year. 3-1 Tigers.
I believe he got something off speed right here, Mario. He stayed back really good looking. He stays, he sees it, keeps the hands back, full extension, catches that one out front, just inside the foul pole, down there in the left field corner. As you said, Jay, up, stay hot.
Fair or foul was the only question on that ball, and it stayed fair, and the Tigers strike early here against Quintana. That'll energize the dugout.
Again, we were talking about maybe you want to pick on Morneau versus Abreu, the hitter before him in the White Sox. When you're looking at the Tigers, this goes Victor, actually Miggy, Victor, JD, J up, then McCann. Now, you might want to think about pitching to McCann if you can, but the Tigers did a good job. They got first and second. You can't go around Jay out.
No, they had no choice.
That's a good job by the Tigers working to their strength.
Can't try to hold, but he went around.
And that's no disrespect towards James. Okay, I mean he's been swinging the bat much better as well. But if you're picking right now, Justin Upton is as productive and as hot as anybody in the league.
Upton hits his 22nd to give the Tigers the lead. That's 70 RBIs now for Upton. There's a ball high, and there was a time this season when you wondered if Justin would get to the 60 or 70 plateau in RBIs. Just didn't seem possible with as much as he was struggling.
He wasn't making much contact. He looked confused. He did continue to work hard. Ooh.
A little whistle and ricochet around the seats.
Again, you get a veteran guy that's been through it before. Then you trade or you acquire through free agency or you develop through your organization people who remain determined. You have an opportunity to see what's happening with Justin Upton in any given season.
And again, the 1-2 now to McCann. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good take by James. Good eye. And then the final piece is you look at how J.Up fits in this team. He's really fit in nicely, and I know Brad likes his team now. He's got a great mix of veteran guys. Take care of the clubhouse, take care of business on the field.
Drill to left field. That's a base hit. Solid single to left for McCann, and the Tigers open the second with 4 straight hits. Going to bring out Don Cooper now, and got to be a little concerned. Well, Upton, when you look at what he has done, and check out his OPS by month this season, as you see from April to where he is right now in September, it's been a steady, gradual climb.
Well, the reality of it is, you know, he started to improve in June. He really was slow in April and May. Then he had a really good July. August, not quite. It took a step back, but what did you call it? He's in beast mode?
Beast mode, right?
He's in beast mode right now in September. You look at that OPS. Very good. We hope he stays there.
So the Tigers now have a man on. Here is Casey McGee. 3 of the 4 Tigers hits have come with 2 strikes. And Quintana has not been able to finish him off. Rolled foul by McGee. Tigers have some options now at third base with Castellanos still on the disabled list. McGee being called back up, and he has provided a solid defensive third baseman. Offensively, not a lot of extra base power, but he has been able to handle the glove. Little chopper back up the middle, should be 2. Anderson will flip to first, and that is a double play. 6-3, 2 gone. Now Iglesias.
When you're talking about Casey McGee, kind of a singles type guy, is not hit with the power, but he is a veteran who's very consistent, puts the bat on the ball, also has sure hands down there at third base. Maybe doesn't have the range as a guy like Jacoby Jones, but does make the play consistently.
Nice high hop for Frazier, and that'll end the inning for the Tigers. Big inning, though. Guess who? J.Up. One more time.
Beast mode.
Beast mode indeed. A line drive home run, giving the Tigers the lead. Celebrate the life and contributions of the great Roberto Clemente. Roberto Clemente Day around Major League Baseball. Justin Upton has given the Tigers a 3-1 lead with yet another home run here in September. Now Sanchez with a little bit of a cushion to work with early in this game. Todd Frazier leading it off for the White Sox. Frazier, Garcia, Narvaez. Frazier only 1 for 10 against Sanchez in his career. What have you seen out of Todd Frazier, Gibby? Because his numbers this year against the Tigers have not been good, and some of his at-bats they just haven't looked good.
Well, he hasn't looked good at all compared to what we saw in his good years over in Cincinnati. He does have a lot of home runs, but just not consistently. This looks like he's overswinging, not hitting the ball up at all, and just you can see him drifting. Just looks like a young kid, really, just kind of swinging a little bit out of control. But that's what happens from year to year. Sometimes he just doesn't click. It has not clicked so far for him.
Well, in the series, Frazier is 1 for 8, but 5 strikeouts against the Tigers.
I mean, he's 194 versus lefties, 221 versus righties. Hitting 100 off Sanchez. 165 with runners in scoring position. That's not what they were trying to get when they brought him over here from the Cincinnati Reds.
Well, the home runs are nice, to be sure. 35 of them this year. There's a ball up and in, but the consistency of trying to help out an offense, not so much with the .216 batting average. He has established a record for home runs by a White Sox third baseman this season.
141 strikeouts, make that 142 and 501 at bat.
First strikeout of the ball game for Sanchez. Menards brings you the big money encounter. And for Sanchez, career high 66% on first pitch strikes. That's his rate this year.
3 of 6 today, so he's a little below that, but that's the 5th best among American League starters. Yeah, he's throwing more strikes, no question about it. Earlier he was nitpicking early in the year, and then they convinced him, and he felt good enough with his mechanics to throw the ball where he wanted to. So he had much better success since he's had improved on his command.
Here's Garcia. Fly ball right field side, slicing away from JD, still coming toward the wall. Out of play. When you start dissecting numbers on Sanchez, the one that sticks out is right-handed batters batting .304 against him this year.
Yeah, that's not good. You'd think that he'd be more dominant against the right-handers. 265 lefties doesn't make sense.
Garcia hammers another one foul down the right field line. Took a shot at that foul pole down there. 0-2. But a good series for Garcia, the former Tiger. 4 for 8.
22 pitches, 15 strikes. Lots of strikes today for Sanchez.
Anibal gave up a run in the first, a single and a double. Ball high. 1-2 on Garcia. Narvaez will be next. Tigers have an off day tomorrow. They'll get back to work on Friday in that big series against the O's. 2-2.
Got to get the win today on the Baltimore. Play Baltimore. Good off day. You got a free one, huh?
We'll take it. September off days are golden.
Yeah, I'm sure Brad and the boys will pretty much not many plans tomorrow. Just kind of lay around and have a free day.
Ooh, that just missed. 3-2. Did you find when you played that September kind of energized you? If your team is in a pennant race, even though you just come off the month of August where it's hot, it's the dog days, so to speak.
And it's been hot in September. I think these guys are energized just on what's going on within the season. Absolutely. If you're over in the other dugout, maybe not as energized because they're kind of thinking more about next year, who they're going to play, what call-ups. Tigers are trying to make it to the playoffs, having some exciting wins. Good things are happening, really coming together as a team. So, yeah, I think it energizes them. Very good.
Conversely, I think you could tell a lot about your team if they are out of the playoff race and see how they respond in September if they continue to grind out games. There's a chopper to the shortstop, and Iglesias has the hop. 2 gone. Well, this Friday at 7:10 p.m. the Tigers host the Orioles. The first 10,000 fans receive a commemorative Justin Verlander 2,000th strikeout figurine. Call 866-66-Tiger. Buy with no fees at the Comerica Park box office or visit tigers.com.
Just talking about how you get energized this late in the season. Obviously, we talked about the way the team's playing and the way we're winning, but fans also can have a lot to do with that. And you and I have talked about this. We've had many conversations. If you're not doing anything and you need to come out. We need to fill that stadium up. We need to have an impact because there will be times, tough things that happen. Fans can energize a team. When things are going bad, all of a sudden their energy comes up and it brings you right up with them. And it's a very important component. So I'd like to see you down there.
Narvaez hammers one in the air to left field. Upton has a beat on it. And Sanchez a much better second. 1, 2, 3 they go.
Which Ian Kinsler will lead off. Now, the thought was that Kinsler would not play at all in this series. With that damaged index finger on his right hand, Brad Ausmus said he wanted him to have the entire series off. Then with the off day tomorrow, he would get back in the lineup on Friday and be ready to go with that injured finger. Well, Kinsler was knocking on Brad's door prior to the game today with a tube of medical super glue in his finger. Apparently, he had super glued his finger with that medical glue so that it wouldn't crack open and break today, so that he could come back into the lineup, to which Brad told the reporters this morning, super glue has been used for a very long time, guys.
And Trev, you've been around Ian and around the game a long time. That does not surprise you at all, does it?
Well, he rubbed dirt on it the other day, so I guess if you don't have any dirt available, you go to the next best thing, the super glue, guys. Well, of course, right?
Absolutely, and that's just the type of guy Kinsler is. He just wants in the lineup every single day. And he's back in there for his ball club today.
Yeah, that's amazing. You think about it, why would you put dirt in there, huh? It's because you want to stop the blood from running off of your hand. You're hoping you can clot it up with dirt. So they've got it good and clean. Got it calmed down, the swelling's down. And they go with the super glue today. And hopefully that'll work well. The risk that you take is that it does break open and maybe it gets worse and it's something you can't handle. But I think that they've got a pretty good handle on that risk.
Checked it up high, did not go. 3-1 on Kinsler. Fly to center field to start the ball game. He'll be followed by Maben and then Cabrera. Tigers lead 3-1 on the Justin Upton home run. Strike called by Dan Bellino.
Yeah.
Kinsler gave him a crooked look.
Yeah, she's looking. Dan's looking into the. She's got some mirrors on there, looking into the dugout. It's not Easter yet, is it?
No, rabbit ears are out though in force. Easter.
Bunny's looking.
That ball hammered to left field, but foul. Was that your go-to when an umpire used to look into the dugout with you and go at you?
No,
the rabbit ears?
I wouldn't say that at the plate.
Nope.
No. Or if he looked at me, I'd point to you.
What about the managing days, though? If he would look into the dugout.
I wouldn't say rabbit ears. I would just say what I had to say.
Ground ball to short. That'll flatten out for Anderson. Kinsler's out, one gone. That'll bring up Cameron Maben. Hey, time is running out. The 2016 Michigan Sports Hall of Fame induction is right around the corner this Friday, September 9th. Be there as sports legend Derek Jeter, Ben Wallace, Brendan Shanahan, and more are officially welcomed to the 2016 class. If you'd like tickets or more information, visit mshof.org or call 313-576-5111. Here's Cam Maben. Notice that Maben has gone with a different look today, Gibby. No socks. Well, he's got them on. He's just not showing them.
Doesn't have the colored variety.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. 0-2.
Most of the guys wear it's really one sock, but it looks like stirrups. Of course, you have the option of wearing the old time stirrups. A lot of them look around the White Sox. They got some high stirrups going. They got some low stirrups going. But I always like the pant right up. There's some high. There's the high version. That's still pretty high. When Sparky came in, he made us wear the wool low cut ones. They didn't let very good circulation into your feet.
Checked it, tipped it into the glove for strike three. Two gone, and that strikeout for Quintana is his first. And you bring up Miguel Cabrera.
So do you like the stirrups?
Yeah, I think it's the old-time look. Whether it's the stirrup or just the socks, the way Miggy is wearing them right now, where they're high up to the knees, the pant leg pulled up to the knees. I like that look. I like the old-time look.
But he's got the low stirrup, the high pant.
Rip foul. There you go. Check out those shoes. And Miggy's got a bunch of them.
They look pretty large.
Ball high. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cabrera.
But when you hit the ball like Miggy hits it, you can wear whatever you want,
Socks can be up, they can be down. Shoes are always stylish. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1-2 on Cabrera. Big 4-hit game in the first game of the series, including a couple of homers which surpassed the 300 level as a Tiger in the home run category. Way outside, Quintana overthrew that one, and the count 2 balls 2 strikes.
Miggy's playing in his 136th game today. That's top on the team. That's out of 138. Pretty good payload there.
The 2-2. He missed inside. 3-2. Quintana thought he had it, but it was in tight. And I think Cabrera falls into the category of one of those guys that, again, doesn't want to come out, and managers have a difficult time taking him out of the lineup, even though they know that at times he does need a blow. He has been a workhorse, to be sure. Fouled away.
And he likes to play the game. He has a lot of fun out there. He knows his teammates are counting on him. for a manager, that's your dream. You can have a guy like Miggy, such a good player, wants to be in there every day. And when guys like Cabrera do it and Kinsler do it, and everybody that he brings up, they know that's the way the Tigers do it. So you've established a culture that is going to continue.
Pulled the third foul. As a manager, I would think you want that kind of trickle down, don't you? The guys that you're counting on, your bellwether players to show up day in and day out to kind of set the pace and the tone.
You do, and they even look how it trickles into your minor leagues. You call the guy up, he's in that culture. Now he goes down, he spreads it down there. Somebody goes down from AAA to AA, he spreads it to there. So that's how it works. That's why it's so important.
Swing and a miss, and Quintana struck him out. 1-2-3 go the Tigers in the third. 3-1 our score as we go to the middle of third. In the wild card chase, the Tigers trailing the Orioles by one game for that second wild card spot. So getting very interesting. It'll get more interesting this weekend when the O's come to town. Hopefully some packed houses on Friday, Saturday, Sunday against Baltimore.
Well, they're tied. Baltimore's tied with Tampa Bay right now, 6-6 in the sixth. So hopefully they lose and the Tigers win. Take 2 or 3 at least and get on top of it.
Saladino, a base hit the other way, leadoff man on. So pretty good series, 3 for 10 now for Saladino. Bring about him eating the top of the lineup for the Sox.
3 of the hits from the Chicago White Sox are to right center field. Tim Anderson's got one, Abreu's got one, and Saladino's got one. So it appears they have an approach for Anibal Sanchez.
Well, here is Eaton, who bounced out in the first inning.
Watch the bunt.
McGee is tight at third in case. Swing and a miss. There is no doubt that Eaton is one of the better bunters in baseball.
He also goes out of the box when he bunts, so that's something that if you're James McCann, you might want to whisper in the home plate umpire Dan Bellino's ear and say, hey, if he's going to bunt here, watch that foot. Sometimes goes out of the front of the box.
9 bunt hits this year, which is the most in the American League.
Yeah, the rule is one of your feet or part of your body Has to be all the way out of the box when you make contact with the ball.
Eaton is known as such a good offensive player, but defensively in the outfield, he's got 18 assists this year, which leads major league outfielders. In fact, the White Sox are second only to Houston in the American League in assists, has a team from the outfield.
Yeah, Adam Eaton's got a real strong arm when he came up as a kid there with the Diamondbacks. Very impressive, very strong. He's got good carry on his throws. The accuracy was always in question, but it appears that he's got that under control.
2-1 on the Sox leadoff man.
Watch the hit and run as well.
Three and one. Eaton tells the story of when he was a kid going to a lot of the showcases, the baseball showcases, trying to get a college scholarship, and he really wouldn't get any looks at all from the college coaches. And he asked a scout one time why that was, and the scout rather simply said, well, because you're 5'8". We're looking for guys that are 6 feet and beyond, and those are the guys that the athletic skill seems to stand out a little bit more. But there are a lot of guys the size of Eaton and shorter, namely Altuve, who've gotten to the big leagues and done well.
Well, he does have a chip about that. I've heard him talk about it as well. Does have Michigan roots. His wife, Katie, I believe, is from Fenton, Michigan.
Runner goes. Popped up. Third base side. Here comes McGee toward the dugout. Can't get it.
Saladino had a real good jump right there. Even though it's 3-2, you want to make sure you give your catcher a chance.
Sanchez allowed a couple of hits, actually 3 hits in the first inning, but only 1 run. Then he got him 1, 2, 3 in the second. Tigers have supported him with a 3-run homer from Justin Upton. And again, the runner goes on 3-2. Big jump there is ball 4. It'll be a walk for Eaton, and that'll put 2 men on.
Well, if that was a strike, McCann would have had him right on the foot. But Sanchez can't make the pitch, so we've got first and second now. Nobody out. Take a look at Iggy. Looks like he may have got spiked right here. Watch the glove. It's right in there. Oh, yeah. He went in there hard. Put the foot right on the glove. One of the hazards right there. Saladino goes in hard, feet first. Many base stealers nowadays go in head first, and that's just that's why one of the reasons I like the feet first. You protect yourself, and you also don't allow the infielders to stand in there tight like many of them like to do.
Here is Tim Anderson with 2 on, nobody out. He'll take a ball inside and high, 1-0. Well, Ty Cobb used to come in feet first all the time at second base with those spikes flying.
The rumor is he used to sharpen his spikes. Do you believe that?
Well, it's baseball lore, so you got to believe it.
Sanchez got to watch out here. First and second, nobody out. Top of the order, getting into the meat of the lineup. Get behind again in the count.
Anderson got it started back in the first with a single, then scored on a double by Melky Cabrera. Little chopper slowly towards short. Iglesias on the charge. Only one play. They'll get Anderson there. 1 gone. Check in now with Trevor Thompson.
Guys, admittedly, Anibal Sanchez's numbers aren't what he wished they were so far this season. But earlier today, Brad Ausmus said that in a vast number of his starts so far this season, Sanchez has given the team an opportunity to win the ball game, and that's really what you're looking for. The key for Sanchez is when he has innings like this, and innings like the first one, when he has high traffic, if he can get out of them unscathed or relatively unscathed, he's able to go deep into a ball game. When these innings blow up on him, that's when he has a shorter day, and if it's one of those days today, Ausmus said his bullpen is ready to go and well rested. Hopefully it doesn't go that route for Sanchez, and he's able to get out of this with one pitch and a double play ball. We'll see what happens. Back to you guys.
That's good information, Trev, and you're exactly right. Because you've got Farmer, you've got Pelfrey, you've got a lot of length down there. You've rested your back end guys. They needed a rest yesterday. Off day coming up tomorrow. So you're not going to have too much tolerance, and you will have a quicker hook today. But he got out of it in the first inning. Tigers made a good play defensively on the first and third rundown. Looking for something here to happen so he gets out of this unscathed. If they score a run, no big deal. You just take your out and get out of this inning with not giving up multiple runs.
Little pop up, shallow left field up, then is on the charge. Can't get it, it'll drop in. A run will score. It's a bloop single right in front of Justin Upton to make it 3-2. Well, that's one of the times we've seen Jay Up getting burned on playing so deep in left field.
And when you see the big swing like that, you see he froze to get a good look at it, and by that time it was too late to come in and get to make the catch. But we've seen it all year. He's made a lot of good plays playing deeper in the outfield, and unfortunately this one falls in.
Yeah, we've seen more plays where Upton was able to get the balls at the warning track or the wall because he plays so deeply, as opposed to the ones that drop in. But that one got him. And now here's Abreu with runners at first and third. Single to right field in his first at bat. Oh, one inside. Talking about Sanchez and not being able to go deep in games. He showed signs in August of going deeper. He had 2 starts of 7 innings, 1 start of 8 innings. So the signs were better in the month of August. He has fallen behind Abreu 1-0.
Yeah, he's been behind everybody all inning this inning. Did walk a batter in Eaton. He's on third base.
Two and 0.
We got action.
We do, and you mentioned the fact that Farmer pitched last night. He can go as a long man. Pelfrey can go as a long man. But the Tigers wasting little time in getting that bullpen working. And it's amazing how these games here in September, managers have shorter leashes. Drilled in the air to center field. Maben going back. This will score the tying run. It'll be an RBI for Abreu. Eaton scores to tie the game at
3. Well, Pelfrey's up. Being his starter is going to take him longer to get ready than normal. But good job by Jose Abreu to get that tying run in with the fly ball to center field at an off-speed pitch.
It's Justin Morneau. He grounded 3-1 back in the first inning.
Look at Sanchez. Good velo today, up around 93.
Morneau's made all of his starts this year after joining the Sox as the DH. Take a ball low and away, 1-1.
Keep an eye on Cabrera there. You don't want to just let him go.
Ground ball to second. Right there is Kinsler. That'll end the inning. However, the Sox get a pair to tie it up as we go to the fourth. Justin Upton is due third. He is already homered in this game. Today around Major League Baseball, we celebrate the life and contributions of the great Roberto Clemente, and he is our Chevy Silverado most dependable player, and what a career. Yes, it was cut short, but what a career for Mr. Clemente, and really you look at all these accomplishments and you do it in amazement. He was a great player.
Do you remember him?
Very little. I mean, it was I was a youngster at that point. He passed away, I believe, in '72 in the airplane crash, trying to help earthquake victims in Nicaragua. But what a great player. I remember the great arm he had.
That's what I remember, the arm.
Yeah.
Of all the things, watching the games as a youngster.
Victor Martinez leads it off, and he swings and misses 0-1. It'll be Martinez, and Upton. The White Sox have come back to tie this one up. 3-3 is our score. And Victor looks at a strike. Quintana gave up the 3-run homer to Jay up in the second, but beyond that, not a whole lot going on. He has settled in, had a nice third.
Gave up 2 singles prior to that home run. Single after, then a double play. Got out of the inning by getting Iglesias on a ground out, and since then, ground out and 2 strikeouts for the Tigers. Quintana starting to throw the ball very well, getting the rhythm going.
One and 2 the count on Victor Martinez, who is now 3 for 20 on the road trip. But he had to come in with some confidence today. He came in over 400 against Quintana. They play him pull on the infield. Slap foul out of play.
And he has a hit already today, so he's going to feel good at this at bat, even though he's down. Has 2 strikes.
Victor has one of the most incredible work ethics. I mean, it's kind of legendary when you hear other players talk about it, how many swings he actually takes in the cage before the game.
He has there's the risk of taking too many swings,
which was my next question. There is a risk, right?
Yes, and like he'll go down after this at bat. He'll probably take a few more swings before his next at bat. So the Tigers have a batting practice pitcher every day down there that they can throw to the hitters if they want to come to get some swings in before they take an at bat. They take a lot of swings that way, and there certainly is a risk of wearing down as the season progresses.
Pulled on the ground, hits the bag, and that's a fair ball down the line. Victor, thinking double, is on his way to second. And here's the throw. He's going to be out.
He's hurt.
And Martinez is down on the ground as well.
Taking knee. Hopefully it just tweaked it a little bit and nothing serious.
Here comes Kevin Rand.
Brad close behind Omar Vizquel.
Well, this is what Brad says every time Victor starts running. He just holds his breath. And you could tell he wanted and was digging hard for that two-base hit.
Good play by Melky Cabrera. Got the ball reverse pivot. Nice accurate throw. Watch his knee, how it kind of gets overbent. Right there. Cabrera with a very accurate throw right on the bag. That left leg, that left knee, he's had so many injuries there and so many surgeries that not very durable at this point in his career.
So another assist for the Sox outfielder, 42nd, which ties Houston for the major league lead. Good news is at least that Vmart able to walk back to the bench, gingerly as it may be.
Hopefully he makes his next at bat. Hopefully he's okay.
Ball one to J.D. Martinez.
Don't see him do that much very recently. He understands, but still sometimes the competitiveness gets the best of him and you go for it there. That's trying to get to second base with nobody out.
Swing and a miss. I wonder if that play happened in May, if he would have tried to get to second base on that ball. I mean, maybe the added importance of all these games down the stretch. He tried to do something for his team and get to second base.
Yeah, it just took over. He thought he could make it. He was running hard all the way.
Will pop up. Shallow right field. Saladino back. Two gone.
Here's the Magic Moonshot presented by Magic Window. It's Jay up. 3 home runs Sunday, Monday, and today. Pow, pow. He did it again. Can you believe it?
Beast mode.
Beast mode.
Upton is absolutely on fire. Jay up now with 22 on the year. There's a strike. He's a great example of what the game of baseball is all about, because you looked at his numbers in April, May, and June. You thought, well, he's going to come nowhere near what his averages are, and he's pretty much going to end up where he normally is. Now, it's been a rather circuitous route and a strange route, but he's going to get there.
Yeah, but if you ever wanted him to be hot, wouldn't it be now? Absolutely.
Certainly picked the right time.
Am I supposed to get a dictionary, by the way?
Circuitous, look it up.
I wasn't thinking about looking up. I was thinking about spelling it.
Well, I'm not sure I could even do that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So give me the definition or the context.
Well, circuitous is kind of not a straight beeline from point to point. It's kind of a meandering way to get to a point.
You know, I will tell you that I think the fans have been very patient with Jay Up, and that's helped as well.
Got him. Strike 3 called, and Quintana picks up another strikeout. His 3rd in the last 2 innings.
Ball's inside.
Jay Up didn't like it. Dansby Swanson last night became the first Brave since Paul Runge in '85 to hit an inside the park homer for his first career home run.
Yes, Steven Strasburg activated from the DL, starts tonight versus the Braves, out since August 22nd. Elbow problems again in the Pirates. Boy, 8 consecutive losses last night for the first time since 2011. Lost 5 games in the wild card standings. They had a little life prior to that losing streak.
Frazier lines this one to center field, but Maben will run it down. One gone. Yeah, I thought the Pirates are probably going to make a move, and all of a sudden, bang, the losing streak hits.
Well, they were a half game out, as you can see now. After they lose the 5 games, they're 5.5 out. San Francisco half a game up from St. Louis. New York, they keep hanging in there. Boy, they're under a lot of pressure, aren't they? Boy, Mercer.
Yeah, I remember talking to Terry Collins when they came to Comerica Park, and you know, the media in New York obviously is so much different than it is in a lot of the Midwest cities, but there is a lot of pressure. You don't have to be a Yankee to have pressure in New York. It applies to the Mets as well.
They scrutinize every mistake. Let's face it, you're going to make mistakes. The players are, the managers are, the front offices are, the media, they're going to do it as well. It's just part of it's the game. I think Terry Collins does a pretty good job as far as making good moves. He knows what he's doing.
Avi Garcia stands in.
50 pitches so far. 30 of them strikes, 60%.
How about this? Give me only one swing and miss in this game after 50 pitches for Ivo. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Bouncer right back up the middle. Kinsler off his glove, and Garcia will be safe at first.
Bad hop. In these day games, remember how they were putting water on the field before the rain delay. Try to get that moisture down in there, but it's quickly dried out. This ball just comes up right there. It's something, probably a footprint from somebody running and rounding the base. Right there, bad hop. He and Kinsler cannot handle it. That should be a hit.
Bad hop or not, they've ruled it an E4.
Boy.
1 on 1 out. Here's Narvaez. In there, a strike. By the way, I've looked up the word circuitous to give you the exact definition.
Give it to me.
Of a route or journey longer than the most direct way. Roundabout, indirect, winding, or meandering. Or serpentine.
Oh, now we got to look that word up.
Serpentine, you know what serpentine means.
I knew what circuitous meant.
It's snake-like.
We must have got some good sleep last night.
Me?
Yeah, you're on it.
Oh, I'm ready to go. There's a ball up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have just committed their 3rd error, only their 3rd error in their last 13 games. And you talked about the defense, how big it's been in this road trip.
Yeah, it has. They take care of business. That play there is unfortunate, pretty hard to handle. I don't know if I would call that an error. But, you know, even beyond the physical errors, you look into the mental errors, throwing the ball to the right base, etc. Veteran guys, they know what to do. They know when to hold on to a ball. They know when to try and make the play. Go for 1 instead of going for 2. What are you doing, getting a new dictionary over there?
No, I'm just sizing up my next promo event we're going to read pretty soon.
Your next word of the day, you've had several of them so far today.
Yeah, I'll have to think of one. You're working the game Friday, right? So I'll think of one for Friday.
Yeah, I'll have something for you.
Oh, great. 2 days to plan.
Different.
That worries me.
We had that 50-minute delay. You were over there in the dictionary. Now I know why.
Got to keep you on your toes. Strike called in the outside corner.
Excellent.
Here's the promo that I was researching just minutes ago. Luxury suite packages for potential postseason games at Comerica Park are on sale now. All packages include a credit to be used toward a 2017 suite package. Call 313-471-2222 for more information. And it'd be really cool to get those hankies waving again, those towels waving at Comerica Park in October?
Well, we talked about it. You know, it makes a big difference. I'm telling you, if you want to come down, the Tigers are playing great ball. It means a lot to have them in there and have you make some noise, especially when things aren't going good.
Waving the miss by Saladino.
Yeah, we've had a lot of Tiger fans on the road. I could hear it in Kansas City. You guys were there, and then when J.F. hit the home run the other night, it was loud. There was only 18,000 people here. I think over half were Tiger fans.
It's a given every time we come to Chicago, whether it's to play the White Sox or the Cubs, doesn't matter, Wrigley or here on the South Side, a lot of Tigers fans. And many of them stay at the team hotel, so they're there supporting their team. As they say, they love their Tigers.
They're really loving their Cubs this year in Chicago as well, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Feel like they're going to win it?
No.
In the National League?
Oh, the National League? Yeah, they're probably the best team, don't you think?
Yeah, something tells me that it's just amazing that things look so given when you get into the playoffs, and it changes so quickly. It's happened so many times. They got a strong team, good manager.
Runner goes. Here's the throw down to second. It is not in time. Stolen base. From his knees, McCann tried to throw him out.
Tried his fourth steal, been caught 3 times. Kind of jump him, got a good jump. Got a pretty good jump over there. Sanchez is taking his time, wants to make sure he makes a good throw. Try to get a strike. McCann tries to throw from his knee. Not as accurate as he normally is. Chicago gets the stolen base. I know catchers just dislike when guys steal bases off them. They just do not like it.
Well, McCann has been so successful this year.
Yeah, that's why most teams don't even try to run anymore. But Chicago's got a couple steals in the series.
Go ahead run down to second with 2 outs. Saladino, a single, a run scored. And a ground ball back up the middle, and a diving stop by Iglesias. He fires it in the dirt, but he saved a run. What a play by Iggy. Just couldn't get a handle on it, though, and he appears to be. Now he's all right. Threw that thing right into the dirt.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure he was 100% committed to throwing this. Probably should have just ate it. Did a good job. He's diving. He knows he wants to keep the runner from scoring, so he dives. Just lost his balance. Tigers are fortunate that ball did not get out of Miggy's range. I don't think he would have had Saladino anyways. He runs very well.
First and third now for Adam Eaton, who walked and scored in the third.
No, you want to make sure you keep Saladino close because you don't want them to get second, third here. Eaton probably wants that hole open anyway.
Adam Eaton with 50 RBIs this year, trying to break this tie. McGee tied at third base.
Hold the ball.
Ball 1.
Let's see, since that little, this is the third inning when they had a little something going on, it seems like Anibal has slowed down a bit in his working in between pitches and also in his delivery to the plate.
Flared back out of play.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. 94 high, 77 low. Been sitting 92, 93 pretty much all day.
Tigers have action in the bullpen again. Mike Pelfrey, who was up earlier today, starting to warm one more time.
No, he's with 2 strikes. I think he's a real threat to go. Any ball was 1.5 seconds to the plate that time, which is not quick enough for McCann to get him.
Fouled back. Here's Pelfrey.
I would think if Mike doesn't come in the game here, he would be done for the day warming up and maybe not be able to come into the game. He's just not used to the bullpen.
Recently activated off the disabled list.
Going to come in.
And he missed. Up and in. 2-2.
Notice he's calling that pitch inside more on the righties than he is the lefties.
Absolutely.
I mean, J-Ups was probably further inside on the other side of the plate.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Eaton down on strikes. And the threat is over.
Oh boy.
No runs, a single in air. 2 men left for the White Sox. 4 in the books. Period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet, more than you expect for less than you imagine. Steamy. Warm day here in Chicago. Good game going too. 3-3 is our score.
Yeah, shadows are going to start to come into play here in another inning or two. But it'll cool the field down a little bit, but also make it tougher to see the ball coming from home plate.
Bottom 3 coming up against Quintana. It'll be McCann, McGee, and Iglesias against the Sox lefty. It'll dive in for a strike. 0-1. Quintana was named to his first All-Star team this year. He replaced Danny Salazar, who did not go because of injury. He'll bring home the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're talking about the All-Star break, or the trading deadline, I should say, and how Quintana was one of the hot names. Chris Sale was as well. The 2 guys at the top of the rotation were hot commodities around the league, but the Sox could not strike a deal for either. Rolled to the shortstop, Anderson. And 1 gone. Tigers fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app and take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. Here's Casey McGee. Really, when you look at the Sox team, at the beginning of the year, they had added Todd Frazier. They had two guys at the top of the rotation in Quintana and Sale. They also had Matt Latos, who got off to a really nice start as well. And you figured this Sox team was in it for the long haul. Their lineup looked good, but it just fell apart. Yeah,
they also had some turmoil right during the end of spring training. Wasn't it spring training when they had the
LaRoche?
They had the LaRoche deal. That just is not a good way to get off the season. And like you said, everybody's optimistic going in. You really never know. You don't know how guys are going to perform that you get. You don't know the injury factor. You think you have an idea about your depth. The thing I liked about the Tigers was a lot of our depth that was in the rotation right now. 3 of them came to the team last year and got to play, got to transition into the Tiger organization, get their feet wet at the big club, and it's showing that it paid off this year.
And not only that, but they're getting to play again this year. And we're talking about the likes of Daniel Norris there and Boyd and Fulton. They're pitching in games that are extremely meaningful here in September, right in the middle of a pennant chase.
Well, by being there last year, they got kind of to work some things out. They're up and down. They were around Verlander. You know, understood that they did belong here. They could pitch here, and then they bonded together as a group. So when they came to spring training, it was a whole nother mindset, and many of them started down in minor leagues, got their feet wet up here again, but it wasn't new to them. They felt like they were at home when they came into the clubhouse. Tigers do a real good job of that, the Tiger veterans.
Swing and a miss, and McGee is out of there. Quintana now starting to roll up the strikeouts. That is his 4th.
Well, back in the day when you were a rookie or a new guy, you came in, it took you a while before you, quote, earned your stripes. Yes, absolutely. And they played some games around with you a little bit. I think nowadays, and watching the Tigers, they bring them in, they welcome them. They keep an eye on them, they keep them in check, but they want them to be comfortable, the veterans do, and perform. Makes sense.
Strike 1 on Iglesias. Quintana now has retired 9 of the last 10. A lot of guys talk about veterans when they first get to the big leagues. There might be a guy or two that's kind of taken them under their wing and helped them out. Did you have that one guy or two guys when you got to the big leagues?
You know, I'll tell you, a guy I remember was when Reggie Jackson talked to me.
Really?
They were on the batting cage, an opponent.
A little pop up. Here comes Abreu. Hang on to that story. We'll get back into it. Meanwhile, Quintana, 1-2-3 inning. Still tied at 3, and you're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Final game of the series. It's back home where the Tigers have an off day tomorrow. Then beginning on Friday night, here come the O's.
Like the starting pitching rotation, don't you?
I do too. You got Zim coming back. You've got Verlander. You got Fulmer. All three of those guys will go. Fulmer first, then Zim, then JV. So they got them lined up, and I think the rest of the way, the Tigers have done a pretty good job of making sure their best will be against some of the tougher competition.
And when you get to the Cleveland series, of course, it's a 4-gamer, so everybody's going to pitch but one. And as you said, they will adjust the series. They'll look at the numbers and see who matches up best with what pitcher with what team. But they got to win this game today first. You know, we're looking ahead, but certainly they cannot.
Tim Anderson is leading it off. You were talking about Reggie and the influence that he had on you.
Well, it's just, you know, when I came up, when my teammates, and I was young, I came up in September of '79. You know, I really didn't pay attention too much. I was just all go, go, go. That's how I was. But then the next year I came in, you know, because I was up there for that little bit of time, I felt fairly integrated in. But one day I was around the batting cage and Reggie Jackson came up and put his arm around me and had a talk with me and just said, you know, you can be the straw that stirs the drink. You know, if you do this, 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 and this, and hang in there, it's not going to be easy. It's just a very good talk. I saw him just recently at his card show.
Rolled to third base. McGee has it. 1 out.
And you know, he hasn't forgot it. I haven't forgot it. And you know, of course, Reggie Jackson. Now, I remember watching him against the Dodgers in the World Series against Bob Welch, right?
An iconic moment. 3
strikeouts, 3 home runs, and I'm talking to this guy.
Right.
So obviously it had a big impact. But when I came to Detroit, I mean, the oldest guy probably to have an impact was Al Kaline because he tutored me. So, you know, even beyond your teammates, you're just surrounded. That's why organizations have so many people within their system to try and get your head right, get to know you, and understand what it is you need to become an impact player in a positive fashion for the organization and towards winning a world championship.
I had never heard that story about Reggie telling you you could be the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, that's outstanding.
Well, that was his deal, you know.
Right.
So it was just I was in awe of Reggie Jackson. He's a good dude. He's a cool dude. And boy, you know, he's a Hall of Famer. He's had a great impact on the game and the history. Now, remember playing against him when he was with the Angels. You know, he was at the end of his career. It was quite different at that time because he wasn't Reggie then. Okay, he was a great and better guy, but the player Reggie, he stuck in there a long time, and I still admire him for doing that.
Here is Abreu with 2 outs. Sanchez has gotten a ground out in the line out. 3-3 is our score here in the 5th inning. The 0-1. Sanchez wiggled out of trouble in the 4th, sidestepping an error, a steal, and an infield hit. Anibal with 3 strikeouts in the ball game.
Be very careful if this guy would not give in to it.
Big rip there by Abreu.
He's been red hot. You have to get behind, don't mess with him, go to the next guy.
Up and in. The next guy is Justin Morneau, and he's got him on a couple of ground balls.
Just watch that pitch. It wasn't even that far up and in, but you see Abreu is diving into the plate. You go watch him. It tells the catcher and the pitcher what to throw the next pitch.
Ripped up the middle into center, base hit. 2-out single for Abreu, his 2nd hit today.
Well, let's go back and look at that. Abreu he's looking out over the plate. This is the previous pitch. Now watch him. He's going to be diving. The ball kind of up and in. Watch him kind of push himself back a little bit. See him fall over the plate. But you don't want to go down the middle. But he gets on the outside corner. Of course, he's just diving right in there. It's right into the swing path. But did not hit it out of the park. So that's mini victory.
Justin Morneau looks at ball one. Morneau batting with 2 outs, 0 for 2, couple of ground balls. That's in the shallow left, and it's going to drop for a base hit. He dumped a single right in front of Upton. 2 on now with 2 outs.
Couldn't throw it out there any better.
And so Sanchez now has reached the 80 plateau.
Pretty consistent by inning, 14 to 19. Here he has men on first and second, 2 out. Has to make a pitch here.
Todd Frazier, well, he's had a bad season series and series in the last 3 days, still very dangerous with his 35 home runs. Swing and a miss.
I like that pitch right there. I think he likes the ball down better than he likes it up. Of course, you see the Tigers keeping the pitches away.
And now Frazier behind in the count, 0-2.
Probably going to stay right up there a little higher. Wind is coming up. You do not want to let him hit it to left field right now. The wind blowing straight out to left.
Now Sanchez steps off. The 35 home runs by Frazier is more than any of the third baseman for the White Sox. The old record was Robin Ventura with 32. As Bruce Rondon starts to warm up. Up and in, gets away from the catcher and rolls to the backstop. Both runners will advance.
Hopefully that won't hurt. Ball really got away from Sanchez.
Pass ball charged to McCann. Two men in scoring position now, 1-2 on Frazier.
Seemed to fool James, didn't it?
A little bit.
I noticed the ball really took off too seam. Shadows are coming in now.
Ground ball left side. McGee, nice play. And that'll end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left, 5 in the books in Chicago. Tied at 3. Right now is trailing in Tampa as they go to the top of the 9th. 7-6 Rays. Hopefully they'll be able to hold on to that game. John Keating will be telling us a little bit more about that game. Toronto, New York, and Houston, Cleveland tonight, and certainly big games as we head into the meat of September.
Down there, the Astros and Indians, Fister against Carrasco. Be a pretty good one.
Yeah, good matchup. Well, the Tigers in a 3-3 battle here as we go to the 6th inning. It'll be the top of the lineup, Ian Kinsler. Tigers got all of the runs on one swing of the bat. The home run by Upton in the second, nothing since. And Kinsler checks his swing, did not go.
Tigers got 4 hits in a row. They have 5 hits on the day, so 4 hits in a row. Jay up on the 3rd hit, hit the 3-run home run.
Rifle to left, base hit out of the reach of a leaping Todd Frazier. Leadoff man on for the Tigers. First hit of the game for Kinsler.
Sanchez at 70. Quintana at 75 pitches, 53 strikes, lots of strikes. Really got a good rhythm going. Really pretty much in command. Except the 1 inning that the Tigers scored their 3 runs.
Tigers have scored all of their runs in this series on homers. Here's Maben. Cameron taking a good long look down at Dave Clark in the coaching box at 3rd. Strike call. Maben fly ball and a strikeout in this game. There goes Clark. Frazier was in tight at 3rd. Now he's backed up. Abreu holding the runner at 1st. Missed it inside. Kinsler's telling him take a look at it. But in the meantime, he's walking off.
Well, Brad's going to check it. Matt's going to check it in the locker room. But pretty good move right here. Look at that's a good balk move. He actually put his toe on the mound there. Let's look at that again. It's a pretty good move. Yeah, they're gonna check it. Watch that front toe there too as well. Yeah, I don't even know how you really can do that.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
It's a good move any way you look at it. Now when does he touch him? His hand, if we could back it up a frame or 2 right here and see when does that hand get on there. And that's his hurt hand as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And the tag by Abreu right there, but we can't tell where Kinsler's hand is in that view.
Maybe we can see it around the other side. Hopefully New York has a better view of it as well.
Well, they're going to need a crystal clear view to reverse this call here.
I'm not sure what Ian was looking at right there as well. That's a pretty good move. I would call that a balk move. When does the hand touch? When does he tag him? I think he's. Called him out.
Yep. And so Kinsler is out. That's the second Tiger he raced on the bases today.
A couple of mistakes. Tigers have been pretty good at it.
swing and a miss. Maben try to hold up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Victor Martinez was the other Tiger he raced on the bases earlier, and he appeared to injure his right knee as he was sliding into second, trying to stretch a single to a double. Another roll foul. Here's the point of the game, Gibby, you were talking about, where the shadows now starting to creep over home plate.
Yeah, I didn't really see that ball come out the bat very well there at all.
And that's what reminded me of it, because I didn't either.
Got to really bear down. You can see it in the outfield, but the plate is where it's at.
2-2.
You can see the ball many times, but it's the spin. Usually you're looking for the release point and the spin, so you can figure out where the ball's going to go. But having these shadows makes it more difficult to keep your eye on the spin and gauge what pitch is coming.
Missed inside. Full count now, 3-2. Let's see what happens after this Maben at bat to see if Victor comes to the on deck circle or not.
Fastball in is where he wants to go.
And he got him. Strike 3. Maben tried to coax a walk. He is out of there. 5th strikeout now for Quintana. Well, today around Major League Baseball, we celebrate the life and contributions of the great Roberto Clemente. And Miguel Cabrera is the Tigers nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award, which recognizes the player who best represents the game of baseball through sportsmanship, community involvement, and positive contributions both on and off the field. Miggy is the Tigers nominee this year. It's a ball, 1-0, and Victor has moved on deck, so that's good news. I mean, it was you held your breath when you saw him just buckle to the ground after sliding at second base.
Yeah, I noticed it right away and thought that it didn't look bad, but you're always hoping. Break the ball right there, the back door type. See, Miggy saw it coming, but didn't really have a good aggressive swing at it. So, talking about those shadows, I think that has effect.
Fought that one off. 1-2.
You'll see that the hitters, they just react a little later than normal. Quintana, 85 pitches, he's really rolling. Got good rhythm going. Throwing all of his pitches. Really working the Tigers inside this inning.
Here's the 2-2. And Miguel takes low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Vimart on deck. We're in the 6th, 2 outs, nobody on. Tigers had a leadoff single, but Kinsler was picked off by Quintana. And he walked him.
Well, good at bat by Miggy right there. They weren't going to give him anything. He's been crowding the Tiger righties inside. And he comes with the backdoor breaking ball there. Miggy saw it very well. We were worried about Victor, which is why he hits the ball down in the left field, down the left field line. He's going for it in second. Kind of comes up short. Watch that left knee. Kind of bends it back weirdly, and initially thought, uh-oh, but he's back. The chance to hit a 2-run dinger right here and put the Tigers ahead.
2 hits on the day for Martinez, who came in having a rocky road trip. And Quintana busting him inside, 1-0.
What's your favorite word for home run?
I'm kind of partial to tater. I think it's kind of funny.
Tater?
Dinger, tater. What else is there?
Well, I'm sure there's lots. That's why I asked you.
How about you?
Bomb.
Bomb, that's a good one. Soft little looper hit back toward the shortstop. Anderson charging. And that's going to end the inning. So the Tigers get a hit, a walk, but leave one on our way to the bottom of the 6th. Bit of delay to start this one. They might beat us there, but that's okay. Tigers enjoy an off day tomorrow. Then they'll go to work against the O's on Friday. And here's what it looks like. Tigers now trail the O's by a half pending the outcome of this one. If you want a pennant race, you got one. Wall side windows pitching change now. Here is Bruce Rondon. Well, Rondon in his 27th appearance got a couple of holes this year, an ERA of 3.46.
Dennis just showed up. I had to take care of him. I'm sorry. Gosh, dang it.
Here is Avi Garcia, who fouls away the first pitch. Microphones typically work better when they're in front of your mouth.
Well, I had to take a little chiclet so it takes water, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to dip the mic in the water.
Understood.
A little delivery, you know. Got to get out of this inning here, get Rondon on the good side of things and get back in here and score some runs.
Swing and a miss.
You can see the shadows are there for the White Sox as well.
Garcia originally made his major league debut for the Tigers against the White Sox. That was back in August of 2012, the year the Tigers eventually went to the World Series.
Guy looked like had lots of ability when he was with the Tigers. Kind of reminded a lot of many people of Miggy, young Miggy, huh?
Mini Miggy, they called him.
But hopefully he doesn't show that today.
The 1-2. Down he goes. Rondon gets a strikeout.
Just overpowering right here. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. The earlier breaking ball didn't see it very good. Probably trying to make sure he guards against it. And boom, by it. Sit down.
Here's Narvaez. 3 runs on 8 hits for Chicago. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Tigers. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. pulled right to the first baseman. Hit it straight at Cabrera.
Got away with the hanging slider right there, down and in, but right to Miggy. 2 away.
Saladino, a couple of hits. His last one an infield single. Rondon in place of the starter Sanchez, who went 5 in this game today. And although he buckled a couple of times and wobbled a couple of times, he ended up giving 3 runs up, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much the one big inning, and he scored a couple, but really battled. Only walked once, struck out 3.
Strike called on Saladino.
Brad kind of was getting up there around the 80 pitch mark, so Brad went to the bullpen, and you have that luxury now. You're going to see a lot more of this in these pennant chasing teams games.
On the ground to the second baseman, scooped up by Kinsler. Rondon, an easy 1-2-3 inning. He needed just 7 pitches.
Himself in the first inning, executing a first and third rundown when Abreu hits the ball to right field, cut off by Miggy. In the second, Jay Up, big 3-run home run. But the White Sox come back. Jay Up can't catch up there. They score one there. Then Melky scores Abreu, and they are all tied up at 3-3 here in the top of the 7th inning.
The Tigers have J.D. Martinez to be followed by Upton and then McCann. Quintana still out there as we go to the 7th. He checked his swing, ball 1. Single pop up for Martinez. Tigers got singles by Vmart and then J.D. and the home run by Upton. That's how they scored their 3 back in the 2nd.
Yeah, you know, if you're the Tigers and you're on the bench right now, you want to make sure you're loose. You know, you got all those extra guys down there, and many times a manager will tell you to get loose, but if you're not loose, you need to be loose because a lot goes on in these dugouts and these games. They happen quickly. So you want to make sure you go down and do some dynamic exercises in between innings. In case something happens very quickly, you're ready to perform. Nothing worse than having a guy that's not ready, pulls a muscle if you put him in the game. Going to be tougher though. Those shadows again continue to creep over towards the mound.
It's still going to be like that for a little bit.
So I don't know if we have the camera from behind. We could try and show it. The ball comes out light, and obviously it darkens up right there in front of the round circle in front of home plate.
2-2.
if you can just imagine the ball coming out really light and then immediately you lose it.
Pulled on the ground, foul.
Now, many times they turn on the lights, but when the shadows come, that
really
takes care of it a little bit. But that does not totally solve the problem. And then, of course, if you turn on the lights, then if you're an outfielder, you got to deal with those light balls, right?
Yeah, I never realized they did that. Yeah, the outfielders probably wouldn't be happy.
Well, you don't see them until you lose the ball. You just go blind.
Got him, strike 3, and JD caught looking. 6 strikeouts now, Quintana.
The ball right on the outside corner. Quintana really painting this ball. You see, here's the light ball. We're going to go slow into the shadows. Hits light. Where'd he go?
Disappeared.
Strike 3.
It's a great look.
Good job in the truck there, guys.
Now Justin Upton. Homer and a strikeout for Upton. You know, you talk about all the extra guys in each dugout, and the month of September brings up all the minor league call-ups. You know, Jim Leland used to say that we play the game a certain way for 5 months, and all of a sudden in the biggest month of the year, September, all the benches are expanded now, and managers manage differently because you have more bullets on your bench. He didn't think that that's the way it should have been. If you want to call guys up, that's fine, but he said you should have to make a 25-man roster each night and only use those 25 players.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I remember when there was 24 players on the bench. You know, what's my feeling against it for it? I mean, I think they make rules. For years they've done it this way as well. They expand it. There's a reason. It's good for baseball. You're developing players at the same time. You do maybe help some players that are injured. You maybe save your pitchers. You extend their career as well. I can't argue with Jim Leland either. I mean, that's what everybody's going to play by. So I think what he's saying is you have like a taxi squad.
Right.
You get extra guys. So, for instance, the pitcher who pitched today, Sanchez, he would be disabled, or he would go on the not available list tomorrow. So you could put a fresh guy in there. That would maybe give you the same effect that you have today, but not allow guys to just run out, trade out there and back every hitter, make a pitching change.
And he got him, strike 3, and J-Up is caught looking, didn't like it.
That's 2 guys.
Strikeouts looking, which is feeding into the theory that yes, it is difficult to see.
Well, plus the guy in the mound's got really good stuff right now. He's really throwing the ball well. J-Up clipped him early. And this appears to have the inner corner and right across the bottom hollow of the knee. I mean, they're just not seeing the ball as good as they were earlier, but you got to deal with it.
So here's McCann.
James has been swinging the bat much better here in the second half, as you said, having a good road trip, hitting over 300. Six for 20 coming into the game. Actually 6 for 17, 353 coming into this game on the road trip. So he's due as well to maybe chip in on the home run derby.
2-0.
You know, the other thing, we're talking about the hitters, how they can't see. How about the umpire, huh?
Yeah, he's right in the middle of it too.
He's going to get a little later look as well. Some umpires don't wear glasses, others do. Some wear sunglasses to try and see better.
That ball popped up, heading back to the seats. Like that ball right there was very difficult to see off the bat.
Yeah, that's the deal. And you know, getting back to the who's most at risk out there would be the pitcher, because I don't know that he's going to pick it up as well as he would normally without the shadows. Looking in there, has Dan Bellino got glasses on? No, he's going bare. Sometimes you see the different shades of glasses that maybe make it clearer when you're looking through shadows like this. The amber glasses sometimes are used. You'll notice some umpires have the glare shield above their eyes as well. And again, he's got the old type impact mask on, umpire's catcher's mask. Just you kind of watch and kind of how you just watch umpires, see who flinches, and Dan's very steady back there. You can just see, so he's not flinching earlier in the game. But all of a sudden you see him flinching. That tells you he's not picking it up. It's surprising him, but right there, Bellino, pretty solid.
Full count on McCann trying to get it started here with 2 outs in the 7th. 3-3 game. And he missed inside. Ball 4. It'll be a 2-out walk, giving the Tigers some life here in the 7th. This Friday at 7:10 p.m. the Tigers host the Orioles. First 10,000 fans receive a commemorative Justin Verlander 2000 strikeout figurine. Call 866-66-TIGER. Buy with no fees at the Comerica Park box office or visit tigers.com. Here's a little bit more on the O's coming in.
Come on out.
Mark Trumbo leads the majors with 41 home runs. Zach Britton's been locked out at the back end of their pen.
Well, he's been good. Some would suggest that he's in the Cy Young conversation, and you're one of those guys, aren't you, Mario?
I am. I absolutely feel he is.
I mean, 40 for 40. You look at the ERA, 0.65. My goodness. 2BD. Don't really know who's going to be pitching the second game and third game. Gossman going the first game.
Chris Tillman, one of the best starter they've had, has been on the disabled list. There is Chris Beck warming up in their bullpen.
I was just thinking, McCann walked. Would you pinch run for him? If you had a pitcher and you had a player you think you'd get a stolen base, you probably would. However, you're not going to run off Sanchez. Quintana, I mean.
So if you had a guy like a Terrence Gore, you would definitely bring him in.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's McGee.
Got to be able to get the bag, though.
Strike 1 on Casey. Double play ball today and a strikeout. This game has been tied at 3 since the 2nd inning. Actually, the 3rd. That's when the White Sox tied it up. Tigers got 3 in the 2nd. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Quintana just missing on McCann and here on McGee, and home plate umpire Dan Bellino is right on it. He's a little off. He's calling the ball a little on now. His plate is tightened up.
McGee sprays it foul down the right field line.
See that one?
That one a little bit better. But there have been a couple in this inning that haven't seen it all. 110 pitches now for the left-hander Quintana.
That's a lot. He's been there before already this year. So he's got 111. Looks like his 117 is his high.
And that was against the Tigers back in July here in Chicago. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McGee.
If you're Robin Ventura, would you? He doesn't get this hitter right here. Do you bring in Beck? Chris Beck warming up in the bullpen, because Quintana has owned Iglesias. Has not had a very good swing today at all on him, even though the pitch count may be high.
Missed again. So now he's gone to 3-2, and if McGee can find a gap here, he's going to get a run in because McCann will be on the move.
McCann's got to be careful here. He doesn't get picked off. You know, he's got that good move right there. Got to confirm he's going home, so you're not going to be able to go as quick as you want.
Soft little pop up in the shallow center field. Going to drop, base hit. McCann is on his way to 3rd. He'll stop there, and McGee keeps it going now. A 2-out threat for the Tigers.
Good at bat by Casey McGee right there. Gets 2 strikes, down 1-2, battles back. Gets jammed a little bit. It looks like it's going to be all Quintana. Fisted out there in center field. That's perfect technique by James McCann over there at first base. Did confirm. Never hesitated on to third base. He thought about it. He should leave him out there.
Runners at the corners now for Iglesias in search of a big 2-out hit.
Iglesias has made a couple quick outs.
And you look at a strike 0-1.
Wasn't a very favorable call there.
Not in the least. That ball was inside.
Up and in.
Iggy almost hit.
See, Iggy's looking out over the plate, stepping, kind of diving a little bit. And again, it looked like he saw that pitch a little late. Snuck in there on him.
It was the 25th pitch of this inning for Quintana. Driven toward left field out of line. It's going to get down and go to the wall and bounce over the wall. Going to be a ground rule double. But Iglesias will give the Tigers the lead with a 2-out, 2-base hit.
That's a good at bat there. He's much more patient. They called a strike on the first pitch that wasn't a very good pitch. Came up and in on the second pitch, and then it gets the pitch out of the plate. I believe it was something off speed, and Iggy tucks it down into the corner. Unfortunately, it bounces over the wall. Tigers only get 1 run out of that double.
One batter too late. Robin Ventura will go to the bullpen. It's a wall side windows pitching change. The Tigers up 4-3 in the 7th.
The 2-out walk, and then we get a single by Casey McGee, and then Iglesias gets an off-speed pitch. You see it's 79 miles an hour down there, and has his best at bat of the game down there in the corner. Unfortunately, it hits the track and bounces out of the stadium over the wall and back. The Tigers do score James McCann. Now have second, third, 2 down. Leave it up to Ian Kinsler against Chris Beck, the new Chicago White Sox pitcher. Beck's last relief outing was on Monday against the Tigers. Walked 3. Remember, he was wild and ended up taking the loss.
They gave up the home run to Justin Upton. There's a ball outside. This whole thing for the Tigers started with a 2-out walk by McCann. After strikeouts, Martinez and Upton. Now Kinsler can add to the 1-run lead here. Ian singled in his last at bat. He'll shoot this one in the air to right field. Garcia coming over, and that will end the inning. Tigers go ahead in the RBI double by Iglesias. Coming up, the McLaren Health Plan's 7th inning stretch. Thanks to the 2-out RBI double by Jose Iglesias. And now the Tigers go to the bullpen after Rondon threw a scoreless inning. Here comes Alex Wilson.
Well, this is Brad's plan. They'll probably Wilson, Green, and Rodriguez. That's what he's hoping. Alex has done a great job for the last 2 years for the Tigers. And here again, and he's had an off day yesterday, so he's going to come in being strong. This kid just takes the ball every day, would never refuse it. Got a golden arm, and the Tigers are hoping that remains today.
McGee, tough thing. His throw not in time.
You want to check.
That was, he looked down.
Yeah, you might want to check that one. We lost the challenge, but it's the 7th inning. You can go ask him to look at it.
And I'm sure Brad will. Here he comes.
Yeah, you can ask the umpires to get together and decide. They hardly ever
say no.
Yeah, well, because if they do and they're wrong, I mean, the intent is to get it right. Yeah, they're going to go check. It's the right thing to do. They look out from here. Take a look right here, pretty good. McGee makes a pretty good play, but I think he's clearly out.
Yeah, he's out.
Ball's in the glove, and that toe is not down yet. Should be a quick one.
Great play by McGee. Yeah, not taking long at all. He's out.
Oh my goodness. Do we have a different view? Oh,
no, he's out.
He got him.
So Eaton will go back to the bench, and the 5-3 putout. Nice play by the third baseman McGee.
That was a great play by McGee. You know, there's a fine line. You come in enough to be able to get him, and you stay back enough to bait him. You know what I'm saying? The veteran guys are pretty good at that. And that was excellent by McGee. Got him by about a quarter of a step, we'll say.
Will change the complexion of this inning. Here is Tim Anderson. Ball one. Single and 3 at bats for Anderson. He's also grounded out twice. All 3 of those at bats against the starter Sanchez. Here's the 1-0.
Well, let's just go back here to Case McGee. This is just a good play. There's a fine line. You see he's just out of the picture, but he's on his move. Uses his glove and throws on the run and gets him. That's a big play. It's not a routine play. That's a little more than a routine play, but good job. And that's what I was talking to him on the way in today. He was saying he likes about McGee. He knows how to make those plays. He understands the situations, put himself in position to make it, and got the job done.
Well, we tend to put too much or more value on what a guy can bring you offensively, but that's a huge play late in the game that you certainly have to win, and defense cannot be underscored.
Well, these infielders, especially the corner guys, they study tape as well and what to look for when a guy is going to butt. What does he move first? Much the same way a base stealer would look at a pitcher. What moves first before I can advance to second? It looks like McGee did his homework there. And I just really enjoy seeing good plays like that, seeing guys thinking like that, especially at this time of the season. It's what makes me encouraged about the outcome of the Tigers, where they're going to go.
Anderson stays alive. 2-2. The count remains. Got the heart of the order lurking. You got Cabrera, then Abreu, the 3 and 4 hitters. Tigers go ahead in the top of the 7th on the 2-out double by Iglesias.
Crazy, man. I tell you, just over here locked in. I had it wrong there. I said, what? I thought it was the Tigers. He's not out. Oh, that's right. It's Eaton.
I was wondering why you're freaking out over there. I was a little worried.
I'm locked in. I'm on high alert.
Swing and a miss. He went around. Strike 3. 2 outs. They follow Tigers baseball live with the MLB.com at bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Here is Melky Cabrera. It's a big day. A couple of hits, single, double. He's knocked in 2 of their runs.
He's played well. Had a good throw to second base as well. Cut down Victor.
After hitting just 208 in the month of August, he came in at 360 here in September. Two and 0.
You don't want to put yourself in down counts now. These right here in the middle of the order: Cabrera, Abreu, Morneau, and Frazier, Garcia. That's their big 5 right there. Table setters are gone. They took care of Eaton and Anderson.
3-0. Tigers have action in their bullpen.
It's got to be Jay Willio down there.
And the other Wilson is indeed warming up, Justin.
And we just want to call them the Wilson boys or Wilson brothers, don't you? Not brothers, though.
Here's a 3-0 pitch. There's a strike called on Abreu.
However, I asked
Cabrera, rather.
Alex, who do you sit by in the bullpen? Who do you think he sits by?
Alec Wilson, Frankie.
His brother, Justin.
Oh, Justin, okay. Well, that was a layup, but
no,
I went up to the 3-point line.
That. You wouldn't know that. There's a lefty and a righty, but just inquiring about the mood and what they do down there in preparation for the game, and who he sits by, and by now they're pretty entrenched in their routine and where they sit, and who they sit, when they do things.
Yeah, this time of the year, you probably know exactly when you need to be ready. Justin Wilson came on in the first game of the series. It's good to see him have a 1-2-3 inning too. 3-2 on Melky Cabrera, ripped right back to the mound. Alex Wilson with a 1-2-3 7th inning. That ball was a bullet. And he's got Cabrera talking to himself. Tigers baseball today. Bank, raise their expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Tigers wrapping up this 3-game set here in Chicago. They lead right now 4-3. As we go to the top of the 8th inning, Chris Beck is back out there. And his first one is in for a strike. Cameron Maybin leading off, and Miguel Cabrera, and then Victor Martinez. Maybin 2 strikeouts and a flyout in this game. One ball and 1 strike.
Well, this game has really taken on the personality of all the games the Tigers have played in the last week. Been in the games all the way. Tied yesterday, did not get the big hit. Here they are again today. Same thing, tied up. Actually ahead by a run here in the 8th inning. Can they hold the lead? All tight games are coming down to bullpens.
Tigers have won 12 of the 18 between these two teams, but more so the series. 7 of these games have been decided by 1 run.
They've done really well at home, but not so well here. So wouldn't this? I think this would even it up at like 4 apiece. But just these games, you got to play good baseball. Got to pick it up. The bullpen is in good shape, so you're hoping the Tigers, and they should be able to close it out.
2-2 on Maybin.
He's got Green down there. He's got Justin Wilson down there. He's got Frankie down there, all with the day off.
Green right now is warming up, so he will be coming on in the 8th. Two and 2 on Maybin. Three and 2 on Cameron.
You got Cam, his last at bat on a pitch inside, throws him up. Looks like he's throwing more away in this at bat. Shadows are becoming less of an effect because the pitcher is dark and the plate is dark.
Swing and a miss. Maybin retired, 1 gone.
Here's the 1-800 call Sam, call the game. Casey McGee and Amit trying to burn his way out. Gets him by a whisker. You'll see most third basemen barehand that ball. Casey with the glove and the quick exchange gets the job done.
A whisker, you say?
I did.
Here's Miguel Cabrera.
Maybe 2.
Mickey shoots one in the air on the line to center. Going to drop, base hit. Eaton comes over to play it, and for Cabrera, it'll be his first hit of the day. Now Victor. Tigers got the rally going in the 7th with a 2-out walk to McCann. Single by McGee, double by Iglesias. Tigers now have their 9th hit of this afternoon.
Talking about the 2-out walk. Remember when I was saying that how they managers just hate him?
Right.
And I did look at the numbers. They don't score more than like a no-out walk, obviously. But I think it's just the impact it has on the team, and even the manager, because you got 2 outs. You can put a free guy on, you're almost out of there, right? Just the impact it has on you mentally. They do hurt. Like they're saying, oh man, we lost on a 2-out walk. All the things, just not appealing.
It does seem to have a psychological impact. And then when that 2-out walk comes around to score, even worse.
It's been talked about enough that a pitcher would say before he faces a guy with 2 outs, I don't want to walk this guy, which is kind of a negative thought. So that's kind of the impact I think he can have to some.
Chop to the right side. Abreu spins. They'll get one there. They'll get 2 there. It's a double play. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in Chicago. Tigers up by a run.
green on the hill. Hopefully it sets up well for a Frankie Rodriguez save here this afternoon, but whether it does or it doesn't, all these guys on the mound who have come in relief have a little bit of Frankie Rodriguez in them. That's because he is taking on a mentorship role inside that Tigers bullpen with each and every one of these guys, and all of these guys speak about Frankie with such reverence, and he told me that mentorship role means a whole lot to him. He takes a lot of pride in doing it, and for him it's all about passing on what he learned early in his career in the game to these guys and making sure they're prepared and can execute when they get out there, guys. And so far, I'd say he's done a great job with this bullpen.
Well, he certainly has been a mentor, and he certainly has done a great job. And I think in some ways, Gibby, you lead by what you do on the field, and that also has been outstanding.
You do, and there are times I was told that he is quite conversational, and others he's not. He gets locked in early. The one thing that seemed to be a common theme was talking about reading hitters. What he sees, he seems to see things a little differently. And I won't say what one pitcher told me. I don't know how he can see anything the way he falls off, but he's very alert, very smart, and understands when he releases the ball, he sees how guys react to it, and he understands what to throw after that.
And you know what Frankie told me, guys? He also told me that he will sit down after games or the next day and go over situations with these guys. What did you do? What were you thinking? Here are some other options. Here's what I might have done. And just goes over the mental aspect of things with them as well after they performed, as well as just a sort of a debrief or a review so they can learn off of that as well.
Well, Frankie Rodriguez, when he was a rookie and a youngster in the Angels organization, when he got to the big leagues, Troy Percival was there to mentor him. Of course, Frankie was involved in that 2002 World Series and just kind of was able to burst on the scene and do terrific work.
He was a totally different pitcher at the time, threw much harder, had the big curveball. He still has all those pitches, just not as hard, just more smartly placed in the right situation, in the right location.
Ripped right by the third baseman McGee down the line. It's going to be a base hit. Abreu, an aggressive turn, but the leadoff man is on here in the 8th. Third hit for Jose Abreu.
That was kind of a hanging breaking ball. Green wanted to get that ball probably more down in the dirt. This ball hangs up, and you see they're playing the line. So unfortunately, Casey McGee's a little out of his normal position. You got to make that choice. If you stand on the line, they hit. You stand off the line, they hit it down the line, he's got a double. That's kind of playing no doubles there, and probably does not allow the Tigers to get the normal out because of that, but they hold him to a single.
Morneau rips one to right center field. That ball is going to get down. It's going to go all the way to the wall. This might get a run in. Abreu rounding third. They're going to send him home. No throw to the plate. He'll score to tie the game at 4. RBI double for Justin Morneau.
Yeah, he jumps your first pitch, another ball out over the plate right now. Doesn't seem like it had a lot of movement. Morneau, and he's coming off because you're going to get a pinch runner down in the zone, kind of middle third in. Finds the gap. Abreu on his way.
Kinsler held up that throw, and it looked like there might be a play at the plate.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ian Kinsler is a little gun shy of throwing a long throw like that because of his finger.
Yeah, good point. Well, J.B. Shuck has come on a pinch run now. The go-ahead run at second. In a 4-4 game as Todd Frazier stands in. Up and in, 1-0. Signaled by Abreu and a double by Morneau.
Yeah, you're going to see the bullpen's getting busy again. You got to go through your guys. You got to start matching up. You got to make sure they don't score the go-ahead run.
Frazier, strikeout, fly out, ground out. Fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Frazier trying to hit that ball to the right side of the diamond, giving himself up, trying to get J.B. Shuck over to third base with 1 out.
Justin Wilson throwing again in the Tigers bullpen. Outside, 2-1. Tigers got a run in the 7th to go ahead. Sox have tied it up here in the 8th. Robertson, the closer, warming up for Chicago along with Enoa. Way inside, and now the count goes 3-1. Avisail Garcia waiting on deck.
Or if you end up walking Frazier, somehow he gets on. You do have the double play in order. But do you leave Green in there, or do you bring in Wilson, Justin Wilson?
Shattered bat rolled back to the mound. Runner will hold, and Frazier is out of there. 1 out. Bat's about 100 pieces.
It's about the end of the bat. Stings like there's some bees in your hands when you hit a ball like that.
It'll bring up Garcia. White Sox now have 10 hits. Tigers had 9. Nothing doing today for Garcia. He did reach on an error and steal a base in the 4th, but otherwise 0 for 3.
Ground out and strikeout to go with that error.
JB Shuck, the pinch runner at second. Ball 1 to Garcia. Garcia this year has hit 4 home runs, 4 of his 10 against Tigers pitching.
.333 this season with runners in scoring position for Avisail Garcia.
That's in there, a strike call. Tampa beat the Orioles today 7-6 in St. Pete. Tigers have a chance to again pull within a tie of that second wild card with the Orioles. Young ball back up the middle into center field, the base hit. Shuck rounding third. He'll come around to score. And Avisail Garcia does it again to the Tigers. RBI single to make it 5-4 Chicago.
There's really nothing you can do right here. You get a ground ball just out of the reach of Iglesias. Plates the go-ahead run.
44th RBI of the year for Garcia. And Brad will take the baseball pitching change. We'll be back.
Bruce Rondon comes in, does the job, gets the White Sox the first Tiger reliever to come into the game. Clean inning, gets his 100th strikeout of his young career. And let's look at the head-to-head bullpen comparison this season. The Tigers versus the White Sox. The Tigers have overall been very good today, on the wrong side of it so far. Hopefully we can come back and they can shut it down for the Tiger victory today.
So Narvaez will be the batter. He is 0 for 3. They have a runner at first, 2 runs in. Numbers on Justin Wilson.
He's been pretty good. He has had some rocky ones, but who doesn't when you pitch as many times? It's his 59th game. But he's been throwing the ball better as of late. He's had some big strikeouts, some big innings for the Tigers this year.
Narvaez takes ball 1 outside. Tigers have gone with Rondon, Alex Wilson, Shane Green, now Justin Wilson. Narvaez hit a bullet his last time up at right at Miggy.
Need a double play right here. Let's get this thing cut off. Enough.
And Wilson will throw back to first. The Tigers in the 9th will have JD, Upton, and McCann.
Talking about the double play, Justin Wilson well over the league average with ground ball percentage, 55%. It's 10 percentage points over the major league average, so he's looking for the DP right here.
Two and 0. Single by Abreu, double by Morneau tied the game. 1 out later, single by Avi Garcia has put the White Sox ahead 5-4. Way inside, almost hit him, and the count runs to 3-0 on Narvaez.
Well, Justin has come in pretty wild right now. I know his arm's fresh. He's had a couple days off here as of late. Did pitch Monday. Had a couple off before then.
Had a 1-2-3 inning, 1-2-3 ninth on Monday. Here's the 3-0 coming home. It's a strike. Bottom of the strike zone, 3-1.
Can't believe he's going to be going here on 3-1 with the lefty on the mound. 3-2, however, he made.
Fouled straight back. Full count now, 3-2. 96 there from Justin Wilson. Sanchez started, went 5, allowed 3 runs. Rondon, a 1-2-3 sixth. Wilson, Alex, a 1-2-3 seventh.
Yeah, went and looked at Justin Wilson at his release point. It seems like later in the season it got a little low for him, and maybe he's having trouble throwing the ball where he wanted to as much. His slider is less effective as well. Relying heavily on the fastball.
Runner goes on 3-2, and it's ball 4. That'll put 2 men aboard. So we walk the lefty, and now Saladino will step in.
Well, as a manager right now, you're thinking, this is your guy. This is what you want. See Kevin Rand standing right there. See Lamont's over there on the right side of him. Well, there he is, right behind Kevin Rand. And these were conversations start. I don't hear Brad say anything at this point, but inadvertently you'll throw something out there and see what everybody's thinking. Here they go. you trust your guy. At the same time, you have to keep them from scoring. What's the best way to do that? Nobody warming up in the pulpit at this time.
Way high, 1-0. Wilson's velocity has been good, but his command not crisp here. Saladino 2 for 3, 2 singles. Yeah. One of the infield variety.
Another one you're going to have to get somebody up. Have a visit.
Ground ball left side into left field. A base hit. Garcia rounding third. He'll come around to score. And Saladino, the number 9 hitter, makes it a 6-4 ball game.
Well, he gets the double play ball right here, but just out of the reach of Casey McGee. He got the ground ball. Sometimes you can't affect where it's going. You see the grip looks like maybe a two-seamer. Actually jams Saladino a little bit. You see Casey McGee actually looked like he was leaning the other way a little bit, and the ball got underneath his glove. Tigers now trail 6-4.
Here's Adam Eaton. And he'll look at a ball outside. That was Saladino's 10th RBI of the year against the Tigers.
He's been scrappy, hasn't he?
Well, he scrapped out 3 hits today. Eaton with a walk and run scored, otherwise 0 for 3. Here's the 1-0. Way inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Now there is action.
And Mark Lowe.
It is Mark Lowe warming up.
Kind of hard to see out there from here.
Eaton looks at a strike. 2-1 on the Sox leadoff man. Tim Anderson on deck. Still only 1 out.
It's kind of hard when you're throwing that hard and you're not exactly sure that you can duplicate your previous release point. Justin really struggling to find that.
Line drive, base hit left field. Narvaez rounding third. He will come in to score. It's an RBI single for Adam Eaton, and now a 3-run Chicago lead. Four ball game.
Yep, he was at 2-0. Now then he went to 2-1 and pretty much a fastball down low for Adam Eaton. Just lays the barrel on it right over the shortstop. No luck for the Tigers, finding holes on all these ground balls, little line drives. Now trailing by 3. As bad and sad as it seems, you got to keep trying to cut it off. When it's tied, you don't want them to score the go-ahead. When they score the go-ahead, you don't want them to go up 2. You don't want them to go up 3. Now that they're up 3, you got to stop them here at 4 because you never know how far you can come back. Obviously, it's easier to come back from a 1-run deficit than it is a 3. But now here we are at 3. Got to cut it off.
And here comes Brad. That's going to be it for the left-hander. The Sox are 6 for 11 with men in scoring position. So they've got it done today. They've got Lowe. The Tigers have had Lowe warming up. And Brad making a slow walk out to the mound. They tried to kill as much time as possible to give Lowe a few extra tune-up tosses.
Yeah, if you need them down there, you just take them. I mean, they threaten you. I don't know what the real deal is. I think they find them if they don't come in immediately. But Mark Lowe's on his way in.
So that's going to be it for Wilson. He faced a total of 3 batters, gave up a walk and 2 RBI singles. Well, here is the upcoming matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet. The Tigers have an off day tomorrow, but then the Orioles are coming to town beginning on Friday night. Kevin Gausman will be on the hill for the O's and Michael Fulmer for the Tigers.
He had a long conversation with Michael Fulmer. He felt like he was trying to get too deep into the games and kind of lost focus on the batter at hand, and that has affected somewhat negatively what he's been doing. Of course, we all know he's been pitching great, but you can tell he's a perfectionist. He's got that ERA down there at 2.77. Currently not eligible to be in the ERA title, but he will, Mario, I believe, after his next start.
He'll have enough innings, yeah.
Yeah, and Kevin Gausman, you can see 7-10, 148 strikeouts and 40 walks. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. on Fox Sports Detroit Friday night.
There's Mark Lowe now taking over out of the Tigers bullpen.
Mark Lowe's coming in his 48th game. That ERA has been higher than he or the Tigers would like it all year. Whip is elevated as well. He's had good periods, and he's just struggled on and off throughout the year. But here in the 3-run deficit, he's got to come in and again shut these Chicago White Sox down, so the Tigers can get back to work and pull off another come from behind victory.
We have a moment here, so we check in now with Trevor Thompson.
Well, guys, tomorrow's a day off for the Tigers, and maybe that comes at a great time because the NFL season starts, and these guys just held their fantasy draft, and they're very intense about it. Mark Lowe told me he wasn't happy with his draft at all. He's already looking to trade. He had Matt Forte in the running back spot, trying to move him. And Michael Fulmer told me he had the 2nd pick overall, took Odell Beckham Jr., and he's already looking forward to trading him to help bolster his roster. The season hasn't even started, guys.
I saw Kinsler in there, and he wanted to trade too. These guys, I think they just want to act like GMs, huh?
Here's Tim Anderson now with 2 men on. He'll look at a ball outside, 1-0.
You want to trade your top pick already? They haven't played a game?
Nope, you're right. I think they like to act like GMs.
Sounds like he got set up. Like somebody said, if you take this guy, I'll trade you this guy for him. Maybe renege.
Could be. Anderson waits on the 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson is 1 for 4. This is the 8th man to bat in the inning. It has turned into a 4-run frame for Chicago. They lead by 3. In there, a strike called.
Wouldn't it be something to get out of this inning right here and come back and win it?
Well,
let's tie it first, yeah.
It's Martinez, Upton, McCann. Why not?
So we got to tie it up first. See who gives first. It's not going to be the Tigers. I know I always say that, but it's really the mentality you have to have. Cannot ever give in. Can't concede. 1 pitch, 1 out. Never know. If you believe in it, I believe that it's going to happen more times than if you don't believe it.
Melky Cabrera waiting on deck. The task at hand in front of Lowe right now is to get Anderson. Swing and a miss. And he will get Anderson. It's a big out, 2 gone. Now Melky Cabrera.
Yeah, come in there 1 at a time. Nice high fastball, it looked like. Anderson goes down for the 2nd consecutive at bat. Melky 2 for 4 on the day, a double and a single, a couple RBI. See on the season having a pretty good year, 296.
And he had a hard hit ball right back to the mound in his last at bat that was flagged down by Alex Wilson. Way outside, 1-0. Cabrera's 2 RBIs today gives him 67 for the year. Got him on the board in the first and got another run for him in the third. Tigers 1 point led 3-1. Good pitch on the outer edge, right at the knees that Cabrera didn't like. 1-1.
Good news from the Tigers is the shadows are pretty much not in play right now, so they're going to get a good look at the ball from Mr. Robertson coming out, or is that Matt Albers they're going to bring in?
Depending on what happens here. Save situation right now. Way outside. Roberts has been up for a long time, so he's alternated between watching the action and then throwing a ball every now and then.
That's what happens when you're the home team. You have to keep the closer up. You got to keep him loose. You got to get him loose. Is he in? No, he's not in. Do it again. Another inning. Another inning.
Two and one on Melky Cabrera. Now Lowe will step off. All of a sudden, the White Sox have 13 hits on the board.
Tigers with 9.
Here's the 2-1. 2-2 now on Cabrera. 3-0-2 this year with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. That's the situation he faces here. You've got Abreu waiting on deck. Seems like forever ago that he started this inning with a single. Inside. Full count, 3-2. That'll start the runners with 2 outs.
Tigers bullpen today uncharacteristic. They only have 2 walks, but it seems like they've been in down counts. The White Sox hitters have certainly capitalized on that, as you pointed out. Really outstanding today against the Tiger pitchers with runners in scoring position. 3-2 count. Runners are going to get to be on the move. Obviously an advantage to the White Sox.
And fouled off by Cabrera. Just got a piece of it. Green started the inning, then Justin Wilson, and then Mark Lowe.
Green on tap for all 3 runs in the inning, and Justin Wilson on tap for 1. Tigers started the inning up 4-3.
Flared toward left field. It is slicing McGee on the run. Can't get there in foul ground. Then he leaps onto the tarp. Which, by the way, never got used today. Although we had a 40-minute delay at the start of this ball game. There was rain and lightning in the area. The grounds crew thought it was headed to the stadium. They delayed the start of the game by 40 minutes. And we didn't get a drop.
Yeah, they track those cells. They can see they can even come right on you, or they can go around you. This one has happened to go around us. We never got a drop of rain. I believe it's the same over in Michigan right now as well.
The foul is Cabrera hangs tough.
Look how he's just letting that ball. He just doesn't want to strike out. That ball there was really almost in the catcher's glove, McCann's glove, and he just barely got a piece of it. He's in full protect mode.
Cabrera has fouled off 4 in this at bat. Lowe trying to finish him off. And he lost him. Ball 4. That's going to load the bases. And it's also going to bring up Jose Abreu. Fans, don't forget to join us again Friday evening. The Tigers will take on the Orioles to begin a weekend series, and our coverage against the Tigers live at 6 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Tigers O's at 6 on Fox Sports Detroit.
Now, if you're a Tiger fielder now, it's been a very long inning. You got the bases loaded. Really got to force yourself to stay locked in. You got to stay on it. Be ready to do everything you do, whether if it's like you were up by a run when you started the inning. It's one of these times you can check out if you don't stay with it.
It's officially a 30-minute half inning here.
30 minutes. standing up and down, getting fidgety.
Saladino, Eaton, and Cabrera for Abreu, who stands in with the bases loaded. Way outside, 1-0. Abreu got this started here with a single and then scored on a double by Morneau to tie the game. Almost hit him inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
If you just look at that box track right there, there's no pattern of misses right there. One's down and away, one's up and in. And probably aiming right at the middle of the plate. Does not have, not feeling the rhythm and the mechanics right now where he can release it and throw the ball where he wants to.
Way outside, 3-0 on Abreu. No place to put him either. More action in the Tigers' pen. Mantiply, the left-hander, starting to warm up. Here's the 3-0. Strike call, 3-1. Outer edge.
You'd think a major league pitcher could throw a strike around 70% of the time. You go down and watch bullpens, they throw it much higher than that in these games with the pressure. It's a little tougher.
Little pop up down the right field line. It is slicing, and that ball is going to drop foul. Abreu's still alive. Full count now on Abreu.
That ball was just nicely placed too. Nobody could get it. JD coming in, Miggy going out, Kinsler going out. Perfectly placed. Can't make a play.
Tigers relievers have now thrown 45 pitches in this inning.
You always want it to be less than 15, so obviously not a good inning.
Trying to cut it off here. 3-2. Runners will be on the move again. And a swing and a drive in the air to center field. Maben going back. He's there. That'll end the inning. Big inning though for Chicago. They score 4 runs on 5 hits. And we go to the 9th with Chicago on top, 7-4.
In the 7th inning, Tigers, things were looking good. Miggy gets a go-ahead hit, but the red the White Sox come right back and score 4. Just the worst inning of the road trip for the Tigers. Couldn't get the balls to go to on the ground balls, not on the line drives. You can see Adam Eaton there to the left center, and that was a 35-minute 4-run inning for the White Sox, and the Tigers now trail 7-4.
Sox coming back in the big boys, big plays of the game, and now David Robertson trying to close it out for Chicago.
Well, he closed the game out yesterday. He's their closer. He has blown a few, so Tigers need base runners.
He got real interesting against Robertson in the 9th yesterday. Single walk. Tigers had the tying runs on. And J.D. Martinez lays off the 9th here. Then Upton and then McCann.
You only need 2 guys on to get the tying run to the plate. Reasonable.
J.D. a single, a pop-up, and a strikeout. One ball and 1 strike on Martinez. 2 out of 5. Couple of strikeouts against Robertson. You might remember the ball that he hit last night was ruled a home run and then changed. Swing and a miss.
Robertson's got that good curveball. It's the pitch that's giving the Tigers trouble. Ultimately, if you can lay off it, it seems like it's a ball most of the time. But obviously comes in there disguised very well. Enticing the swing right there from J.D. Doesn't throw as hard as he did when he came over from the Yankees. See that little cutting action on there? I wonder where he learned how to throw that.
Yankees cutter. Let me see.
Boy, that'd be a dream come true for you if you're a young kid coming up with a good arm, wouldn't it?
Little Mariano Rivera.
Absolutely.
Tutelage.
Comes that breaker.
And he laid off now. 3-2 on JD. 3rd straight year that Robertson has recorded 30 saves.
Yesterday, Robertson, when he had to throw a strike, the tying run wasn't at the plate. He did, but after he got the tying run there, he did not come in. He never gave in.
And a leadoff walk. And the Tigers get something going here with a base on balls.
Need another.
We'll bring up Upton.
And if my memory serves me right, he just did not want to give in yesterday. In the end, he ended up getting the out. Like you said, they started the inning. Got Romine out of ground out, and then Tyler Collins pinch hit. He struck out on a bad pitch.
Ground ball back up the middle into center field, a base hit. And Martinez goes to second, a single for Justin Upton. 2 on now, nobody out.
There you go. You've got the tying run at the plate now. Look at this ball, took a bad hop too. Anderson going to his left. This ball looks like he might dive and get it, but the ball takes a bad hop and bounces up over his glove. Jay up, ready to go if he has to beat it out. Watch this right there. Goes right up over. Surprised Tim Anderson, who gloves everything in his range, and Tigers got something going. It's amazing how they never give in.
Meanwhile, the White Sox have Nate Jones warming up, the flame-throwing right-hander, in their bullpen with their closer on the hill.
He's thrown the ball well this series against the Tigers. Now you're looking here, we got Stephen Moya on the bench.
And Salty as well, and Saltalamacchia has moved to the on-deck circle. Here is McCann, who has a single and a walk. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Tying run at the plate in a 7-4 ball game.
Yeah, he's going to hit Salty for McGee, it looks like. I don't know what will happen with Iglesias. McGee can put the bat on the ball, but it just has not hit for any power as of late. Only has 1 RBI. So Brad is going for the guy who's had a lot of heroics this year, and Salty. Salty a much better low ball hitter. James the same.
1 ball, 1 strike on McCann. In there, a strike call. Now 1-2 on James. Kicks at the dirt a little bit, shakes his head.
He didn't like it. Seems like James has been a little more outspoken at the plate than he normally has been. See, maybe it got the corner right there. Borderline, pretty nasty pitch.
Come on, David!
Bouncing in, would not chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good block there by Narvaez. Each team with double-digit hits here this afternoon. 10 now for the Tigers. They have a single and a walk in this inning. Nobody out.
And a home run coming.
Come on, Dan, right now, buddy.
Like their confidence.
Martinez at second, Jay up at first.
Got him. Strike 3. McCann is caught looking.
Those all 3 strikes that he threw him were paint right on the down and away corner. And here comes Jared Saltalamacchia last Monday in the 8th inning. Game winner. What kind of dinner?
Chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner. Looking for a little more magic tonight.
Salty also had that pinch hit home run here in July against Robertson. Now Narvaez walks out to the mound. 1 for 16 as a pinch hitter, and that one was the homer.
Well, it's happened so often recently, you got to believe it's going to happen again. You're Salty here, you want to get the ball down in the zone. Don't want to swing it to one up and away.
High fly ball, shallow left field. Cabrera struggling with it, makes the catch.
Going to get another pinch hitter. Is that Ty Collins again? I faced him yesterday. He'll be familiar. They struck him out on a curveball down and in. So Collins has to understand that and recognize when the ball starts kind of middle in, it's going to dive down underneath his hand. He's got to take that pitch. He's looking for one that's going to be more up and out over the plate that he can handle. Good breaks, he can still reach it. It's a fastball, he can still hammer it. Wind is blowing firmly out to left field. Get it in the jet stream.
Collins fouls it off.
They're going to throw him inside again, just like they did yesterday. It's a cutter, first pitch cutter. You get him thinking about that, and then all of a sudden you drop the curveball underneath down in the dirt.
See that home run that he hit against Robertson in his credentials there. That was back in July as well. Tigers hit the 3 homers in 1 inning. Here's the 0-1. Slides low and in.
They're throwing him inside so much, you might want to line up regularly, and when he starts getting his windup, back up. Or just back up right now about 3 inches. Give yourself some room in there. He's obviously comfortable throwing it down and in there. Make him throw it somewhere else where he doesn't want to throw it. Going away this time.
1-2 on Tyler Collins. Robertson gave up a walk to Martinez, a single to Upton. Struck out McCann, got the pinch hitter Saltalamacchia to fly out.
You look at Robertson, he's talking to him. He was talking to him earlier. See if he even puts signs down. Yep, he's going to put him down. Told him what he wants to throw. Going down and in again.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3, and that's going to end the ball game. Robertson nails it shut. And the White Sox win 2 out of 3. Final score, Chicago 7, the Tigers 4. Now we send you to the Call Sam Studios. John Keating standing by with Tigers Live postgame.